What if there was a door in your city that no one could explain? A door in a wall that wasn't connected to any building. No windows nearby. No address. Just a door, painted dark blue, with a small brass handle. And the strangest thing? It only opened at dawn. This is the story of a man named Arthur, who decided to find out why. Arthur was a man of routines. He walked to work the same way every morning, bought coffee from the same cart, sat at the same desk in the same office overlooking the same gray street. He wasn't unhappy. He simply wasn't looking. Then one October morning, his alarm didn't go off, and he had to leave the house an hour earlier than usual. He walked quickly, half awake, and took a wrong turn somewhere near the old market square. He found himself in a narrow lane, cobblestones, high walls, and the thin, pale light of very early morning. And there was the door, dark blue, brass handle, set into the stone wall with no building attached to either side. Arthur slowed down. He looked left. He looked right. No one else was around. He walked over and studied it carefully. The wood was very old. The handle was cold under his fingers. And when he turned it, gently, half expecting nothing, it opened. On the other side was a courtyard. Small, stone-walled, open to the sky. And in the center, a single apple tree, heavy with red fruit, even though it was mid-October and every other tree Arthur knew had already lost its leaves. He stood at the threshold and didn't step through. He didn't know why. It felt, somehow, like a place that required permission. Or readiness. Something he wasn't sure he had yet. He stood there until the sun rose fully and the first sounds of the waking city reached him. Then he gently pulled the door shut. He went to work. He sat at his desk. He did his job. But all day he thought about the apple tree. The next morning, he went back. The lane was empty again. The door was there. But when he reached for the handle, it wouldn't turn. He tried again. Nothing. He stood back and looked at the door for a long moment. He came back the next day. And the next. The door stayed closed. It was only 2 weeks later, when the clocks changed and dawn arrived later and later, when Arthur, unable to sleep, left the house at 6:20 and arrived at the lane in that peculiar, thin, gray-gold light of early morning, that the handle turned again. The courtyard was still there. The apple tree was still there. This time, Arthur stepped through. The apples smelled of warm autumn sun and something older, something he couldn't name but recognized, the way you sometimes recognize a song you heard as a very small child. He sat on the stone step beneath the tree and simply breathed. He stayed until the light changed. He never told anyone about the courtyard. Some discoveries are meant to be kept quietly, like a small flame cupped in your hands against the wind. But every month, as the days shifted and dawn moved across the sky, Arthur moved with it. And the door always opened, if you arrived at exactly the right moment. Let's think about the story for a moment. Why did Arthur first discover the door? What did he find behind it? And why do you think did he not step through the first time? That last question has no single right answer. It's a question about how you felt reading the story. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for listening today. Stories like this one are waiting for you every week on this channel. Slow, clear, beautifully told, and designed to gently grow your English while you relax. If today's story made you feel something, subscribe so the next one finds you. And share this video with someone who needs a quiet moment today. Take care, and keep your eyes open. You never know what's waiting around the next corner.